Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? Soldado online. I really don't know what to say about this Hollowization right now. I feel like it's doing much better than the first season, just because there's not too much of like these characters they gotta build up, or Kimito is still lost and doesn't know what he wants to do in the world or what he can do and stuff like that. None of that seems like it's like an issue right now, but we definitely got a lot more information from the outside of the hollows, or like the overall other world, or if I was gonna call it the Alicization. And because we get so much information outside, we definitely get a good look at the special ops team that is actually forcing the attack in the first place and making it very difficult for everybody in the facility to actually, um, get anything done in the case of what they actually wanted to be working on. And then now you got the fact that all of these people are pretty much going to continuously, you know, slow down the process. And not only that, excuse me, Kimito is pretty much in this terrible position all because of them. And because he's in this terrible position, it just, I don't know, it just feels weird to know that everything amongst this right now that's happening, he may not, he may or may not be conscious for it all. Like, I don't think he's actually unconscious. Like, I think he can actually tell what's going on around him, which is even crazier, and which I think would even suck more, because the reason why I say this and it's backed up is because every time Kimito kind of has this urge to go towards his weapon, it's seemingly every single time when he's actually needed to pick it up. Or, to be fair, there was one time where he seemingly just wanted to pick up his weapon in general, when they were first going. Where were they going? When they were first. When they were first going to the village and dealing with the tree and stuff. He just, it seemed like he just wanted to hold and bring those swords with them, like they're a part of him. So, um, that was relatively simple, but now when he wakes up and can pretty much tell there's danger or something, he goes crawling looking for his weapons to be able to, assist or something, and winds up showing us that he's somewhat conscious, right? Or like he has some sense of like surrounding, like he can seemingly tell what's going on here and there. So that's already a little bit of a plus. He's not completely zombified and not able to tell what's going on. But at the same time, his body might just be moving on on natural reactions, or just him knowing or smelling danger or something puts him on tilt and gets him in this position. I'm not truly sure what it is they're going to explain the reason why he can sense these things, or he has a good feeling about what's going on around him. But I do hope, um, it feels relatively authentic, right? Like, I hope that whatever they go with, it does feel relatively well thought out. Um, but yeah, learning that Asuna also should be stepping into this thing. I mean, sure, she can't really do much about Kimito, because if she really wanted to do anything about him, the most thing she would want to be able to do is give him his ability to not doubt himself and not be the reason why he's holding back is because of himself. But it makes so much sense why he is in this depression and in this thought process after everything he just went through, right? So it's one of those things where you're kind of like, I think he deserves to feel however he wants to feel. Like, not only did he teach a person who was supposed to be a woodsman his whole entire life how to wield a sword, he then has that same person he just taught die right in front of his eyes and has to even, use his weapon to get an edge up in any way, shape, or form, and still not really winning necessarily, right? Or like not so much winning, but after it was all said and done, you still lost the ones you truly care about just for you to be alive still, some people much rather the opposite of that, and that's something he can't go back on now. He's kind of just stuck with this overall arcing decision or arcing, life of, hey, you will have to live on without them, but will you live on in a bad way or a good way for in their memory? So we'll see how all this turns out. Overall, though, I am pretty happy with this show as a whole. I mean, I didn't really have high expectations going into the very first season, so I don't have that many expectations. I mean, I expect them to kind of clear up the things that they've set forth and stuff like that, but that's kind of the more obvious things, I feel like, in my opinion, for them to just be like, okay, well, this is why this is happening, this is why the special ops attack, and this is how Kimito gets out. Those are the obvious things. So now that Alice has her eye and she's kind of showing it off, it feels like the story itself and the world itself is progressing forward. So, I don't know. I feel I feel relatively at ease with this show because we know where it's gonna go. We know what's gonna happen in the case of the end. I feel like, well, I guess not so much the end, but the overall arcing end. It should be happily ever after, like always. So, if not, it may just make for some interesting story details. Story details. But yeah, with all that, I honestly just hope Kimito is not a vegetable for more than half the season. I don't know if that's fair to say that, but he is kind of the main character, the character we were following the most of, and to switch it up and go to Alice, that's a hard pill to swallow. So I definitely want to see if the series is even capable of doing this yet again, where they just don't really focus a whole lot on Kimito for some time, and then he shows back up. We had this with Asuna and Yui when she was trying to meet her and figure out what was going on with her and stuff like that. It was just an Asuna like special for 2 or 3 episodes. I think it was two, but it felt like three. And it still works relatively fine. And then they've done it as well with Gun Gale the alternate, where Kimito is not even in it at all, and it's still not a bad story. So I have faith that they can make Alice a huge, huge stay character. I mean, she probably already is for some people, which is fine and whatever, but as soon as we get confirmation on just how all of this is going to transpire, like between her and Kimito, and then if Asuna joins in, how strong is she going to be? And what is it going to be like for her to see Kimito in that state? And, blah, blah, blah. There's so much that comes with what could happen. And this is another reason why a show should be more than 12 episodes. So you can take your time, flesh out every single detail, make every single moment feel heartwarming or heart-wrenching or just a good amount of information for the audience to get more invested in general. So I hope everybody's having an awesome one, day, night, evening, whatever the case you watch this. I am your boy, the Anime G, and I will definitely be dropping some more stuff today. Maybe much later. I'll for sure get two more things out, this and something else, but yeah, I might drop something much later. So keep your ears and eyes out for that, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.